Hi, everybody, it's Miss B, and it's story time. Welcome back. We're getting ready to start Chapter 3 in Captain Awesome to the Rescue. In Chapters 1 through 2, we met Eugene, who has a secret identity as Captain Awesome. And he's just moved to a new town, and he's about to start a new school. So, Chapter 3, Evil wears pink ribbons in her hair. Ring! Ah! Eugene cried out. The school bell. Was it the first bell or the second bell at Sunnyview Elementary School? Was he on time or was he late? Being late was bad, but being later than late and on the first day at a new school was the worst. Like green bean ice cream covered in broccoli mush sauce worse. Woohoo! Yeah, that's pretty bad, I think. And just as yucky, Eugene cracked open the door to the school hallway. Hallways were always a danger zone, where the principal or vice principal patrolled and a duo of doom that would like to lock up a late student in their dungeon of detention. Together they would wait like furry little spiders hungry for a buzzing fly, late with a backpack. Stomp, stomp, stomp. Footsteps echoed down the empty hall. Only a principal wore shoes that stomped so loud, or someone wearing bricks on their feet. Oh no! What if the principal's shoes are made of bricks? Eugene gasped. What kind of school is this place? Eugene dove into the nearest classroom to avoid Principal Brickfoot. He ducked as the principal lumbered by. Stomp, 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 echoed down the hall. You'll never catch me, Principal Brickfoot, Eugene chuckled. Can I help you? A voice behind him asked. Eugene spun from the door and faced a teacher. Dun, dun, dun. No, he stammered. I was just hiding from Principal Brickfoot. The class laughed. Eugene's fingers dug into his backpack, clutching it tighter to his chest. I'll bet you're Eugene McGillicuddy, Miss Beasley, the teacher said. Eugene gasped. How could you know that? And then he realized the worstest, awfulest truth. She could read minds. Eugene grabbed his head to stop her from sucking more thoughts from his brain. Miss Beasley held up her right hand, and the class stopped giggling. Eugene, I have your name on my roll sheet as the new student. Why don't you tell us all about yourself? Eugene looked around, hoping there was another new boy named Eugene standing behind him. I'll bet Super Dude never had to stand in front of a class and talk about himself, Eugene thought. I also bet Super Dude doesn't have a brain sucker for a teacher. Ha 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 ha, Meredith Mooney laughed. The new kid is a scaredy pants. There's Meredith Mooney, by the way. Oh, please, tell us about your oh-so-special self, Eugene. Won't you please? My ears can't wait. Meredith, please be polite, Miss Beasley said. Eugene guessed that Meredith's mother must have tied the pink ribbons in her hair too tight. That would explain a lot about how she was acting. We are all waiting, Eugene, Miss Beasley reminded. Then Eugene realized something more awful than a babysitter with bad breath. The teacher and Meredith were working together. Like Super Dude always said, oh no! Miss Beasley had to be Miss Beastly, yet another villain destined to do really bad stuff to the mighty Captain Awesome and the universe. Might give me really hard homework, Eugene realized, every night, just for fun. Not today, villain. Eugene was on to her secret plan. Miss Beasley wanted him to tell everyone about himself so he would reveal his secret identity as Captain Awesome. And this is what he's picturing in his head. Miss Beasley, Meredith, and, of course, Eugene, Captain Awesome. She was using her evil sidekick, Little Miss Stinky Pinky, to tease him into doing it. Looks like it was time to send evil to bed without its dessert. Miss Beastly and Little Miss Stinky Pinky would be no match for the power of Captain Awesome Mighty! Chapter 4, Introducing Turbo! Eugene's second day at school was much like his first, a ringing bell and a narrow escape from Principal Brickfoot. Meredith Mooney called him Pizza Breath. So what if Eugene liked to sneak leftover pizza from the fridge for breakfast? Miss Beastly once called on him to stand in front of the class. That's when things got weirder than a frog with 3 eyes and a purple cowboy hat. How would you like to be in charge of Turbo? Miss Beastly asked. What was this Operation Turbo? Some kind of supervillain trap? Was Eugene being called on to save the school? To turn up the air conditioning? To find out what was being served for lunch today? That was easy. Something gross. He must not be at our school. We've got good food here. Turbo, Eugene said. What's a turbo? Turbo is our class pet. He's a hamster. Miss Beastly pointed to a cage in the back of the room. A little brown and white hamster was happily spinning on his squeaky metal exercise wheel. There's Turbo. Say hi to Turbo, everybody. Eugene paused. Definitely a trap. Hey, what? Turbo? I'm supposed to take care of Turbo, Meredith whined, clearly unhappy with Miss Beastly's choice. Me, mine, Meredith. Oops, sorry. There she is. She's not happy. She has the calendar that says me. I'll do it, Eugene blurted, even if it was a trap. If it made Meredith unhappy, Eugene was ready to go. Eugene's heart soared like Super Dude's after that time he put Commander Barfface in space jail in issue number 34. Meredith, like many villains, had a calendar to prove it was her turn to care for the little furry creature. Unfortunately, she held it too close to Turbo's cage. The roly-poly hamster grabbed her calendar in his paws and started chomping so fast that Eugene understood why he was called Turbo. Turbo stopped chewing and looked up at Eugene. Did the hamster just smile? I really like this hamster, Eugene said. He was also starting to think that maybe, just maybe, Miss Beastly wasn't so bad after all. Turbo's kind of cute, I think. Chapter 5, Lunchtime Surprise. Oh my. There was one thing about Sunnyview that was the same as Eugene's old school. He could smell the mystery meatloaf surprise long before he saw it. Eugene got his lunch and went to find a seat. There was a sinking feeling in his stomach, and it wasn't from the smell of the mystery meatloaf surprise. It was that horrible feeling that all new kids get. Where to sit in the cafeteria. Meredith and her friends sat at one table. No chance Eugene would sit with them. There was an empty seat next to Mike Flinch, but he smelled like Eugene's grandpa, who spent most of his time in the backyard digging for lost pirate treasure. Hey, Eugene, yo, over here! Charlie Thomas Jones called out. Charlie was the one boy who didn't laugh when Meredith Mooney was teasing Eugene. Eugene put down his tray and sat. Charlie brought his own lunch. He had 2 cans of squirt cheese and a stack of crackers. He squirted little cheese mountains on top of each cracker. I sure do like cheese, Eugene commented. It's better than that stuff, pointing to the rectangle on Eugene's tray. You're eating the mystery meatloaf surprise. If a supervillain ever created a blob of gooey garbage to rob Eugene of Captain Awesome's powers, it would probably look a lot like the grayish-brown meat thing sitting on Eugene's tray. What's that surprise? Eugene asked. You'll find out, Charlie said. You must have an iron stomach stronger than Super Dude to eat that stuff. Super Dude? Eugene was shocked. You know Super Dude is? have every one of his comic books, Charlie proudly said. I've also got a Super Dude action figure. He's on my dresser and this talking Super Dude watch. Charlie pressed the button on the watch. Danger is my middle name, the watch announced. Super Dude's my most favorite superhero ever. Eugene liked Charlie, but he wasn't sure if it was a good idea to tell him about his secret identity as Captain Awesome just yet. Eugene took a bite of his meatloaf and made a yuck face. Surprise! Charlie laughed. Eugene laughed, then gagged. He spit out his bite of mystery meatloaf and hid it under a pile of corn. At least he thought it was a pile of corn. And tomorrow, my dears, we'll start with Chapter 6 called The Lost Hamster Weekend. Have a great day.